Hello, my name is Stephanie Shin, and I'm here with the Technology Student Association. Today I'll be interviewing Miss Laura Duncan. She's the manager of the Renewable Energy Program at TVA. Ms. Duncan, tell us about yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Laura Duncan, and I manage a renewable energy program for the Tennessee Valley Authority. I've actually been managing the program for a little over a year. I've been with TVA for 15 years, and my background is I have a bachelor's degree in biology and marine science, actually, a long way from the ocean. And I also have a master's degree in environmental policy and urban regional planning. So I also grew up in the Tennessee Valley, so I'm thrilled to work here for TVA.
What type of renewable energy field are you in, and can you tell us more about it?
Yes, so I manage a renewable energy program that provides incentives to homeowners and businesses to install renewable energy systems. And so the program will allow for 4 different types of technology. Solar power is the most prevalent technology we see people using today, but also it allows for biomass, wind, and low-impact hydropower.
What education is necessary for this job?
Well, that's a good question. As I mentioned, I have kind of a diverse background as both a natural scientist and a social scientist, but other people that work in our program have different backgrounds and different degrees. We do have several engineers, of course, electrical engineers. We also have people with background in finance and accounting because we do an awful lot of reporting and analysis, and you've got to have strong skills with numbers and analysis. We have people with background in education and communications. Let's see, we also have on our staff other scientists. We have a man who's an attorney. We do a lot with contracts, power contracts. And so it's really a diverse skill set that you need to have. And I think that's a great thing about this field is because it does require a diverse background, diverse skill set, it's something that, you know, a large number of people can get into regardless of whether they're an engineer or an accountant or a scientist.
Why did you choose to be in the renewable energy field?
Oh, that's a good question. So over the years and working at TVA, which is a large power company, I've seen a growth in interest in renewables and, as I mentioned, a large amount of growth in the solar industry. So seeing that that's a growing area and an area that we're obviously going to be working in the future, I really wanted to get involved and learn more and be a part of that growing area.
What is a typical day at work like?
Oh, that's a good question too. Every day is busy, extremely busy. I work primarily in the office because I do manage a program. We do have field staff in our different districts. We have 7 districts, like our Alabama, West Tennessee, Kentucky district. So the field staff is out in the field primarily interacting with our local power companies. TVA sells its power through local power companies. For example, here it's EPB. And so our field staff works with the power companies and works with the customers who are installing the renewable energy systems. That's where you see a majority of the engineers working. I do a lot of answering phone calls, responding to emails, attending meetings, helping to determine how to set up a program or improve a program, conducting analysis, reviewing analysis, periodically attend conferences or training to share my knowledge or to learn from others. So it is a lot of in-office work, and it's something different and very busy every day because we don't always know what type of requests we're going to get.
What is the most used technologies for your job?
For my job specifically, honestly, my most used is probably my cell phone and my computer. I mean, I'm at my computer every day, take my laptop with me all the time. The ability to work remotely, you know, makes us that much more productive. As far as our renewable energy program, the technology we're seeing the most is the solar energy technology and the growth in solar. So, and I think that's about it.
If someone wants to be like you, what advice would you give them?
Oh, wow. So to have a job like mine, the advice I would give is really to work hard. Know your strengths and really work to build on your strengths. But don't be afraid to challenge yourself, because if there's an area where it might not be a strength, you should be comfortable and open to challenges and opportunities and always push yourself to learn. As I said, this area, the renewable energy area, people with diverse backgrounds, it doesn't require just an engineering degree or just an accounting degree. So pursue your interests and your strengths and just be open to opportunities, definitely.
How do you use STEM in your job? STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Okay, so science, as I mentioned, I'm first a scientist. And so for me, I think just the scientific method and the scientific way of thinking, the way I look at issues and problems that arise and how I think through it with a hypothesis and analyzing the options to find the best solutions. So I definitely use a scientific approach in my everyday work as a manager. Technology, as I mentioned, just the technology we have with computers and cell phones and ability to work remotely and everything we can do to communicate quickly and easily. We do a lot of video conferencing. That really helps support our job. And then, of course, the growth in renewable technologies, that's causing the amount of work and interest in this area to grow. Engineering, while I am not an engineer, we have a lot of engineers that work in the program and for TVA. And so I call on the engineers regularly to help us with technical aspects. And then math, I use math, constantly in my job. I mean, regularly, routinely. I'd say math for me has been the most important STEM part of my job, just because of the analysis we have to conduct, the ability to understand the information we have. We're calculating power supply plans, looking at how much energy is being generated, what are the changes that are coming. So math is probably the most important in this position. And I'll admit, I love math. And I've always done well in that area. So that's where, when I say really build on your strengths, but also challenge yourself. That's I guess, probably what I've done. So.
What renewable energy source is most promising in your opinion?
In my opinion, well, it's hard to predict because, you can't always predict the changes in technology. So we could see a growth in, wind or biomass. But as I said, the technology I've seen that has grown the most in the past 10 years has really been solar energy. And so that may continue to grow. It's really hard to predict, but I wouldn't be surprised if it were solar.
What other careers or jobs are in the renewable energy field?
Okay, so I work for a large public utility company that produces power, but we also work a lot with installers. Those are the people who design, sell, and install the renewable energy systems. And so I'd say there's definitely quite a few jobs out there in that area. Also with the local power companies that distribute or sell power to the end-use customers, there's jobs there as engineers, helping with the installations and the meters and working with the customers. Jobs in communications, helping people understand renewable energy, advances in renewable energy. I would say, and there's also, we have the analysts that do like power supply forecasting. So if you have that background in accounting or finance, there's jobs there with developing power supply plans, predicting impacts on the power grid. So there's a wide range of opportunities and jobs in renewable energy. I'm sure I could think of more, but I'd say there's probably more opportunities in renewable energy than most people would realize.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.